Oh, Facebook, you never cease to give me content for this series. And in this case, I think I just have to read it to you directly. There's no way that summarizing this could make it any better than it already is. For those of you who don't know, children and teens across the world are repeating the numbers 6, 7, along with a hand gesture. It is a meme and comes from a variety of popular online sources. It seems to be only getting more popular. I was looking up the Bible verse that tells us as parents to teach the commandments, especially the greatest commandments, to our children. Guess what? It's Deuteronomy 6, 7. And then they quote chapter 6, verses 4 through 9 in Deuteronomy. I'm going to try every time my own kids say 6, 7, because apparently they don't know how to spell 7, to say Deuteronomy 6, 7. Don't forget to love the Lord your God with all your heart. And then, of course, they have to end it with, I'm honestly shocked by the number of shares of this post. I've limited the comments because I can't keep up and don't want to deal with the trolls. I told you, you can't make this stuff up. But since someone did, let's talk about it. Hey everyone, I'm Colin, the resident nerd and Bible scholar at the Bible Uncut and Unfiltered, and I never thought I would be making this video, but here we are. So, for context, like they gave in the short description at the top, this is an actual meme going around that, honestly, if you are my age or older, you probably should not be doing because it just looks weird. This is just a whole thing that came out of a song and then ended up being connected to the NBA and the MLB, and it's just the numbers 6 and 7 and a hand gesture going up and down like that. It's just something kids do. Like, every generation has their hand gestures, inside jokes, memes, and now Christian parents have discovered that Deuteronomy chapter 6, verse 7 cracks this code to making the Bible go viral alongside this meme. But here's what really bothers me about that. It has the same energy as that scene from 30 Rock with Steve Buscemi going, "How do you do, fellow kids?" Like, it is trying so hard to be relatable that it becomes the opposite of relatable. It's awkward, it's cringy, it's forced, and honestly, it cheapens what Christianity is supposed to be about. And here's the irony for me. A lot of the same people who are sharing this kind of post are the same people who would criticize megachurches for using fog machines, rock music, or light shows to attract young people. They'll say, oh, that's watering down the gospel, that's turning Christianity into entertainment. But then they turn around and try to hijack a youth culture meme to make the Bible seem cool. That's very hypocritical. Now, I want to get into why this doesn't even work logically. And yes, I know I am going way too deep into something that's supposed to just be a post on Facebook, but words have meaning, and I don't think this kind of thing is helpful. Here's why. This is about more than just a meme. This is about how you come to the Bible and interpret it. We have to remember, firstly, that chapter and verse divisions are not inspired scripture. They were added in medieval times for convenience. God didn't write chapter 6, verse 7 in ancient Hebrew. Some medieval scholars created these divisions to make the Bible easier to reference. So if we are playing this game of finding hidden messages in the numbering system, we're not actually finding out anything divine. We are just finding coincidences in an organizational system created well over 1,000 years after these texts were written. Second, why this particular passage of chapter 6, verse 7? What makes that the magic one? Why not use Psalm 6, 7? Well, I'll tell you why not. Because it says, my eye wastes away because of grief, it grows weak because of all my foes. That is not exactly meme material. How about Luke 6, 7? The scribes and Pharisees watched him to see whether he would cure on the Sabbath so they might find an accusation against him. Again, not the vibe they're going for. If you're going to claim that God orchestrated this numerical coincidence, you need to explain why he only did it one time in one book, not consistently across the Bible. The logic is incredibly sloppy. And third issue with that, if we are looking for hidden numerical patterns, how do we know it's chapter 6, verse 7, and not, say, the 6th word of the 7th page of the Bible, or the 6th chapter of the 7th book, which would be Judges, by the way, and that's mostly about violence and chaos, not about loving God with all your heart, like the Deuteronomy verse. See, the whole approach is arbitrary. You can make numbers say whatever you want if you are being selective enough about what numbers you pay attention to. And again, I realize this is just somebody trying to take a silly meme and get a spiritual meaning out of it. But my biggest problem here is that when we do stuff like this, we are not actually letting Christianity address real issues. We are turning it into a parlor trick. We are making it about being clever with coincidences instead of being about transformation, justice, love, or any of the things that Jesus and the scriptural authors actually talked about. Christianity has something to say about poverty, loneliness, meaning, suffering, community, and how we treat each other. But when we reduce it to, hey, look, a Bible verse matches a meme, we're making it shallow, and we're turning it into a joke. So, what should we do instead? Well, here's a wild idea. Let kids have their own generation's inside jokes without having to over-spiritualize everything. Not everything needs to be a teaching moment about God. Sometimes a hand gesture is just a hand gesture. Sometimes a meme is just a meme. If you want your kids to take their faith seriously, model what serious faith looks like now. Show them how your beliefs affect the people around you and how you treat them, how you spend money, how you respond to injustice. That is far more powerful than trying to co-opt culture and make it about Jesus. And look, I get the impulse. Parents want to connect with their kids. They want their faith to be relevant. But this ain't it. This is like watching your dad try to do the latest dance move at a wedding. It is not making Christianity cool. It's making it cringy. Let faith speak for itself. It does not need our desperate attempts to make it go viral.